The Bulldogs we should talk about. I don't think many saw this coming. 2 and 4. The Crows, you referred to them as having the worst list in the history of their club only a year ago, and now they're knocking off the team that led Melbourne by 17 points in the grand final in the third quarter. It's come and bitten us sharply, this, hasn't it?
You've got a theory. So this was alluded to after the game, not alluded to, but said after the game, Cara, about the tragic week that the Western Bulldogs had. Was it strange for Luke Beveridge to bring it up so soon after the game, considering it didn't really bear any effect on the result, I didn't think?
Look, it was unusual, and obviously what Travis Varco has been through is absolutely tragic, losing his mum after what's happened to him in the past with his family and the Wallace family, and I'm so happy that Mitch and his partner have given birth to their baby Will after the tragedy of losing his mother-in-law. But I think the bigger issue is that this is a club that seems to have been walking on eggshells all year.
In what way?
Well, we saw... And even the weird behaviour about the Ryan Gardner non-selection on grand final eve, that was so strange, the way the coach and the club reacted. We saw that the attack on Tom Morris, that weird behaviour about Lockie Hunter, who we now know has had some serious significant issues, behavioural issues and private issues that have forced him now away from the game. The AFL itself is investigating a more minor incident involving the media and a post-match situation in the rooms where someone close to this program was abused and shouted at by a trainer. The club just seems to be tense and unsettled to me, and it's reflective of what's happening on the field.
Yeah, I spoke about that on the Sunday Footy Show yesterday, even the complaining about Melbourne singing their song, like just ridiculous, petty things like that. But, Lordo, you've noticed some stuff with their contested ball.
Yeah, I think they've got no area of strength anymore, Kano. I think if you look at it, it used to be the midfield. Who can go as deep with them in the midfield? And look at this now, third and third for clearance, contested possession. So I think they're in a world of pain from a key defender stock. Alex Keith goes down. They're a mess back there. And in the forward line, it's Aaron Norton, and they've got nothing else. And now I think no one's scared of their midfield anymore at the moment. So they've got no area of strength.
They've got a lot of money tied up in the midfield.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, like they've got a lot of the same type.
Yep. And they should move one on.
They fought for Dunkley to keep him when they had an opportunity to get 2 draft picks out. They got Treloar in there. They got about 6 or 7 of the same type. And
can you talk about that often? If they moved on Dunkley, they wouldn't be a worse offside, would they?
I said it at the time. 2 first-round draft picks you could have got for him. But
if you leave Norton out, who's a star, their investment in the 3 areas is over-skewed in the middle and not enough in the other.
It's a problem to GWS, but they're not a happy place at the moment.
They've also got PFD post-finals drama because post-finals drubbing disorder, whatever it may be, whatever you want to call it. Scars that linger might be a bit easier. This is what's happened to teams in the past 3 or 4 years that have taken a big hit in the finals. You would know this world better than any of us, Lordo, and you too, Kane. I just wonder whether it takes you a while to come to grips with your problem. Yep. You get a real audit on yourself and you emotionally perhaps don't deal with it. Only Geelong have swum against the stream there the year after when you take a big hit at either prelim or grand final.
I can only speak, though, I've got one positive for you. When we lost that 99 prelim, we were that nasty that we pretty much started pre-season straight away.
That wasn't a thrashing.
It was one of the biggest chokes that the game has seen. You could go one way or the other, and we went one way. We said, let's just bully, terrorise teams. We went that way, Kano, or you can go the other way and overthink it too much.
Well, Hutchie, you left me off. We suffered the worst grand final defeat in the history of the game, and it ripped the club apart for 6-7 years. It was that bad. And
against Geelong.
Against Geelong in 2007. So you can absolutely do that.
So what happens? Is it a wake-up call that you're not as good as you thought you were? Is it the hurt of being so close?
It's the hurt of being so close, getting to that, going through all the build-up to what is supposed to be the best day of your footballing life, and then to realise you're miles off it, and you've got to go through the whole process, the whole pre-season, the list changes to get yourself in that position, which you may not be good enough to do. That's what I struggled with. It was the long-term view rather than just focusing your narrow on the day-to-day.
And I just wonder if there's a current bit of that to the current Port Adelaide side, Hutchie. Yeah. The way they've started this season, they seem a shell of what they were after that prelim disaster last year.
Just on the Dogs, they're struggling to score. So 4 out of their 6 games, 75 points or less. I want to see more of this. So if this is a positive out of the Dogs' performance, let's take a few more risks. You're going to have to do this to beat Melbourne anyway. You're going to have to do it to shift their defence. Yep, there's a bit of dare about this forward handball, running at speed like we know the Bulldogs can do. Now, that doesn't eventuate in a goal, but taking it from one end to the other. The forward handball here, setting up Treloar in a better position. He doesn't miss from there, so bang.